Tragedy in Sacramento County and the news no family ever wants to hear. The body believed to be the missing 1-year-old girl found in a slough. And crews suspending the search for a missing 15-year-old girl. Another family holding out hope that Pearl will be found soon. Plus, running on fumes, how a rookie with some local ties managed to win the 100th running of the Indy 500.
Hot, hot, hot. Did I say hot? It's in the forecast. That's coming up in a moment. But first, ABC 10 News starts next.
This is ABC 10 News at 5.
My son was the epitome of fatherhood. He loved his babies, not just the ones that he helped create. He loved children.
Just one day after search crews found the body of 23-year-old Kyler Jackson, more devastating news for an already grieving family. Today, a body found in a remote area of Sacramento County believed to be 1-year-old Kaylee Jackson. Now a family is finally getting answers, but with a tragic ending, and still not sure why a father and daughter never made it to Sacramento. Deputies say a boater reported seeing the body of a 1-year-old in a slough south of Walnut Grove. This is about a quarter mile from where Kyler Jackson's body was found Saturday night. ABC 10's Frances Wang is in Sacramento County, where she's been with the family all day long. Frances.
Ryan, right now there's still a boat on the water searching for the car that Kyler Jackson was driving. And yes, we've been here all day. We got here when family members were still waiting for crews to continue their search from last night. We were here when deputies found the body of a small child who they believe was Kaylee Jackson. The mother breaking down when she heard the news, but the family now saying at least they have some sort of closure.
I found my baby yesterday. He's 23 years old, but he's my baby. I gave birth to him. Now my grandbaby is still missing. Where is she?
That was Carla Jackson earlier this morning, heartbroken at the loss of her son, 23-year-old Kyler, but still hopeful that her missing granddaughter could somehow still be alive.
Until we have proof of otherwise, we're holding out hope.
Proof would come just a few hours later. A passing boater spotted the body of a small child about a quarter mile away from where Kyler's body was found last night.
My grandbaby had the best father. He never one day shied away from his responsibility to her.
Kyler was driving late at night from Antioch to his home in Sacramento. His family says they knew something was wrong when they didn't hear from him the next day. Family members spent all week handing out flyers and trying to get the word out.
Where is a Kaylee alert? Where is an alert that lets someone know that a baby is missing? Not just my grandbaby, not just Jayana's baby, any baby.
A spokesperson for the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department says there was no report of a car crash, so they had no idea where to even start looking. And it was a missing persons case for the Antioch police, since that's where the two were last seen. For Carla, it's now a reason to push for change.
But I'm on a whole new mission, because there will be a Kaylee alert. There will be something that doesn't have all this bureaucratic BS. What they did in this case, as far as it becoming important to them, is a travesty. I hope no one else experiences what I'm feeling, the ache that my heart has right now.
And family members, again, have been waiting here all day. A lot of friends and even strangers bringing them flowers, pizza, water to make sure they stay hydrated. Again, a lot of people also have been sharing their condolences on our Facebook page and asking how they can help. The family tells me they don't have a GoFundMe page set up. They will, but do warn that they've already seen some fake ones spreading around. Ryan, back to you.
Frances, as this investigation continues, are they now ruling this as an accident?
Well, they did see some tire marks. They haven't confirmed that that was from the car Kyler Jackson was driving. Unfortunately, until they find the car, they say they won't really know what exactly happened here. All
right, thank you very much. Frances Wang reporting live from Sacramento County. New tonight, Sacramento County Sheriff deputies are investigating the death of a woman in South Sacramento. Deputies say she was found unresponsive along Inshire Way near Elk Grove and Florin Road. She later died. It's not known how she died. Suzanne Fawn is at the scene and will update us with more information as it becomes available. Meanwhile, in Sonoma County, authorities have suspended the search for 15-year-old Pearl Pinson. She was last seen Wednesday morning on a Vallejo walk bridge, but a tip led authorities to an area near the town of Jenner, about 65 miles northwest of Vallejo. After 2 days of searching along the Russian River, they were unable to find her. Investigators are still going to look at surveillance video from that area and then they will decide what to do next. Pinson's sister, meanwhile, is holding out hope that Pearl will be found alive.
I know she's still here. She's alive. I know that for surely. I have that sister vibe that she's alive and she's trying to find her way home.
Rose is holding a gathering of Vallejo at 545 where Pearl was last seen. If you have any information, you are asked to use the tip line that's posted on our website at abc10.com. In Stanislaus County, the search continues for two teens who fell out of a boat Saturday morning. It happened at the Woodward Reservoir. That's about 25 miles east of Manteca. Right now, a dive team is using sonar equipment to try to find the boys. Yesterday in Amador County, two teens were killed after being swept away in the McCullamy River. In Tuolumne County, a father and two sons were reunited after getting separated on a hike. The trio left around 11 Saturday morning to hike down to the Stanislaus River near Sonora. When 12 hours passed, they hadn't come back. Family members decided to call authorities. A chopper was used to find one of the hikers near the river, who was able to call dispatch and tell them where he was. The other two hikers made it out onto a road leading to the Stanislaus River and were then picked up. Luckily, nobody was hurt. And turning to weather right now, Harry, it's hot outside. Well, can we call it hot just yet? I know it's getting hot, but it's definitely warm outside.
It's not quite there yet. We're in the low 90s up and down the valley, but we're going to get up close to 100. In fact, I think later this week we will hit 100, probably at least a couple of times. So it's going to feel like summer this week, folks, and get ready. If you like it hot, you're going to love this week. If you like it cool, well, just think cool thoughts. There's got to be a way, right, to keep cool, maybe in the pool. Let's take a look and see how things are shaping up right now in the mountains. We're seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms again over the Sierra Nevada. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer look here. Right over Yosemite Park particularly. There's even a little bit of snow, a hint of it, little blue areas right on the ridge tops, but it's mostly just rain showers. Not as much activity as that we had yesterday. And in the southern, or that is just south of Lake Tahoe, a few light showers, but for the most part, the Tahoe area is looking very, very nice. Sacramento's looking nice too. A few high clouds, but generally sunny. Temperatures are warm, upper 80s and low 90s in the valley right now. 68 up at South Lake Tahoe. That 68 sounds pretty nice to me. 89 right now in Sacramento, and tomorrow we expect a low of 59, but the high 96 degrees, and that's just getting started. I'll have the full story coming up in just a few moments.
Thank you, Harry. Top stories we are following. Stockton police are investigating the shooting death of a 22-year-old man. It happened just before 2 this morning along West Lane near East Hammer Lane. A 52-year-old man was also shot, but is expected to be okay. No arrests have been made. A Woodland Police K-9 is recovering from surgery after getting hit while chasing a suspect. Pedro and his partner, Officer Juan Barrera, were chasing men wanted for violating his parole. During the chase, Pedro was hit by a car. Pedro suffered some major spinal injuries, but he has sensory and motor function in his rear legs, and police say he was even wagging his tail. We have a link posted on abc10.com for anyone who wants to help pay for Pedro's medical costs. In the 100th running of the Indy 500, the winner hit the checkered flag while riding on fumes.
Checkered flag is in the air. A first-timer is going to win the 100th Indianapolis 500-mile race. California's Alexander Rossi to the checkered flag, and he's done it.
Northern California native Alexander Rossi winning the Indy 500. He ran out of fuel right after crossing the finish line, and then he had to be towed to victory lane. We'll hear more about Rossi and his roots here coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. At the Capitol, voters only have one ballot measure to decide on June 7th. Prop 50 would amend the state constitution regarding lawmakers' discipline and pay. ABC 10 political contributor Ben Adler will break down how this measure came about, coming up also in that 6 o'clock hour. Also, a lawmaker is doing whatever he can to make sure the twin tunnels that would bring water to Southern California does not get built. In an op-ed written last week in the Stockton Record, Representative John Garamendi called the tunnels the ultimate vampire capable of sucking the Delta dry. We'll hear more about his plans for Delta levee repairs and other conservation efforts coming up in that 6 o'clock hour.
Peter Joseph Gallo, Army, Livingston.
The names of 3 Vietnam War veterans were added to the Vietnam Memorial at Sacramento's Capitol Park. More than 5,600 names were honored during the reading of the names Family members and other veterans were on hand to pay respects to those who lost their lives during the war. One of those vets told us about his high school friend who fought and died in the Vietnam War.
It keeps me going. It's something that keeps me from sitting in my chair and crying and not doing nothing. He's my hero. He's definitely my hero.
This is the first time names were added of soldiers who did not fall in battle, but rather came home and died from illnesses or injuries. Around the state now in Southern California, authorities are looking for taggers who vandalize a Vietnam War monument. As you can see, the bottom half of the monument is covered by graffiti. The Venice Beach Monument is dedicated to those missing in action from Vietnam. It was painted in 1992 and has nearly 3,000 names on it. Veteran memorials were also vandalized in Virginia and in Kentucky. Well, tomorrow is Memorial Day, and there will be many ceremonies going on to honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. One of those will be held at the Sacramento Valley National Cemetery in Dixon. They are also remembering the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War. People are welcome to place American flags at all grave sites. The ceremonies begin at 9 a.m. There will also be ceremonies at Sierra Hills Memorial Park on Greenbat Lane. That starts at 9:15. At 9:30, the Lace Lawn Elk Grove Memorial Park on East Stockton Boulevard. And at 10 a.m., the East Lawn Memorial Park in East Sacramento. That is on Folsom Boulevard. Meanwhile, the race for the White House is heating up. Why Donald Trump is under fire and why a prominent Democratic senator is asking Bernie Sanders to drop out of the race. And a man is lucky to be alive after falling down 3 waterfalls in his fight for survival and the lessons he has for all hikers. Across America now, a shootout in Houston ends with 2 people dead and 6 others wounded. Police say 2 armed suspects were involved in a shootout. One person was killed by a SWAT officer. The second person was shot inside a car. He was a customer in an auto detail shop where the suspect shot him with a pistol. Police say the man was also armed with an assault rifle he used to shoot at officers. Another man was nearly hit while driving.
See where the bullet came through that door? Then it went through that seat, then it come back through that seat, grazed the back seat.
And where were you?
I was driving.
2 officers were also shot, one in his hand, the other in his chest, but the bulletproof vest that he was wearing likely saved his life. Meanwhile, a man is lucky to be alive this morning after falling 70 feet down 3 waterfalls. A scary moment caught on camera. Watch as Josh Reichert is sent crashing down the first of 3 waterfalls in Washington State's Olympic National Park. Moments before the plunge, Josh is seen climbing out to a rock when he slips and falls. After shattering bones in his feet and flirting with death, he definitely has a strong message to other hikers.
Don't ever risk something that is so life-threatening over something so small.
Stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. When he swam to shore, he took rescue crews 9.5 hours to pull him out. In Your Voice, Your Vote, the race for the White House is heating up. ABC 10's Karen Travers shows us why Trump is now under fire again and the powerful Democrat calling on Bernie Sanders to drop out.
Bikers taking over Washington, D.C., the roar of motorcycle engines echoing through the streets of the nation's capital as riders gather to honor military veterans.
I thought this would be like Dr. Martin Luther King, where the people would be lined up from here all the way to the Washington Monument, right?
The headline speaker at the annual Rolling Thunder event, presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump, who often professes his love for veterans.
So we're going to rebuild our military and we're going to take care of our veterans.
Sunday's event honors American veterans missing in action and prisoners of war. But Trump is getting new criticism for past comments he made about former POW, Senator John McCain.
I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
One-time GOP nominee and decorated veteran Bob Dole has endorsed the billionaire. But in a recent interview on CNN, he says Trump needs to apologize.
I'm going to try to get Trump
to issue an apology.
Also calling out Trump, Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders, still hammering the Republican for accepting, then declining a debate.
And I think the American people should be very concerned about somebody who keeps changing his mind, not only on this debate, but on virtually every issue he's been asked about.
Sanders is campaigning hard in California ahead of that state's primary. But California's senior senator and Hillary Clinton supporter Dianne Feinstein says it's time for him to bow out.
He ought to be able to read the signposts. If he did that, he would know that it's all but over.
Unlikely to happen in the 8 days before Californians cast their ballots. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Well, it's heating up, which means you'll probably want to go for a swim. The signs of summer coming to Sacramento, where you can take a dip starting tomorrow.
Well, it will definitely feel like summer this coming week. It's already up to about an average summer temperature, right around 90, 92 degrees. Hotter weather around the corner. Forecast is next.
Well, you know, tomorrow is the start of summer pool season. All 17 community pools across Sacramento will open up. Kids can take a dip for as little as $2. Adults will be there for $4. So there are also some free play pools. So let's check in with Harry Stockman. And Harry, I mean, this is coming at a perfect time as the weather's beginning to change because, as you like to say, it's going to finally get hot.
Yeah, it is the perfect time because it is going to be hot enough you're going to want to be in a swimming pool or someplace cool anyway. Temperatures are going to soar up to near 100 at least a couple times this week. Actually, we're going to have about 4 or 5 days where we'll either be flirting with 100 or 100. Meanwhile, we still have some rain actually, and if you look closely, even some snow high in the Sierra Nevada. The blue areas, you can see not much, just some of the peaks are getting a little snow down in the central Sierra Nevada, down in Yosemite Park and southward. Not too much activity up our way. There's just a few light showers in just south of Tahoe, right in through this area. You can see the green that here and there. For the most part, Tahoe had some nice weather today. Sunshine and a few clouds, and this week looks great for Lake Tahoe and much of the Sierra Nevada. Make sure you're prepared, though, if you go up in the mountains. You know, this time of the year, sometimes we get surprise storms towards the end of May, so be careful out there. But otherwise, right now, it's looking pretty good. Let's take a look and see how things are shaping up in Sacramento. Sunshine, some high clouds out there. The temperatures are warm in the upper 80s and low 90s up and down the valley. A rather mild 68 at South Lake Tahoe. We have 89 right now in Sacramento. I think it was 90 an hour ago. A wind out of the west-southwest at about 10 miles an hour. Humidity is low at 27%. And we're looking at some very warm weather tomorrow. Notice, even though it's getting up to 96, I still say warm or very warm. But when it hits 100, we'll call it hot. 96 tomorrow afternoon. Sunshine and a little bit of a breeze, 10 miles an hour here. 16 in Stockton and Modesto, as you can see. Breezy up at Lake Tahoe and in the Bay Area, but not too bad, about 15 miles an hour in San Francisco. So it's going to be nice over there. Now, the forecast chart shows not too much going on right now, but late tomorrow, we may see a few showers, but you notice it's dwindling. There's not going to be much in the way of rain up in the Sierra Nevada in the afternoons the next few days. It'll be sunny. It'll be pleasant. Temperatures are going to climb into the 70s in the Tahoe area. Not bad at all. Here's a satellite picture. We've got a storm way out here. High pressure along the coast is going to be building in. This time of the year, we think of high pressure as a dome of very, very warm air, and that's what's going to bring us our heat this week. So get ready for summer. We've got a taste of it coming up this week. I know the calendar says it's not quite summer yet, but it will feel like summer. Here are your forecasts, starting with the foothills and the Sierra Nevada. We expect to see temperatures in the 80s and 90s in the foothills, 90s in the lower foothills, 80s up above, and then 70s in that Tahoe Truckee area. Notice the mornings are still a little bit chilly up there, about 37 to 39 in that Tahoe Truckee area, but the highs in the mid-70s and all week long. Sunshine and nice weather in the northern Sierra Nevada. It looks really beautiful. Now along the coast, temperatures are warming up a little bit. Mostly sunny skies, might be a little bit of patchy morning fog. 60s and low 70s on the coast, but 70s and 80s as you come inland. And then you get to the San Joaquin Valley. We're going to see temperatures in the mid to upper 90s the next couple of days. Same story with the Sacramento Valley. We're going to see mostly mid to upper 90s tomorrow. And the extended forecast shows at least 2 days where we hit 100, next Friday and Saturday. But I wouldn't be surprised. Notice I got 99 on Thursday, 99 on Tuesday. It's not that hard to just bump it up a degree.
Yeah,
so
just bump it up a little bit, right?
It's a hot week.
You added 100 there from yesterday.
I did, yeah, and there may be more.
Okay, here we go. You know, the worst thing that happened to me, worst timing for me, I have a huge mulberry tree in my front yard. Just got it trimmed. So all the sun is hitting the roof of my house right now. It's going to be extremely hot
Yeah,
in my house.
those shade trees are really important. They can make a difference of 10 degrees if you have the right shade trees.
I'm already feeling it already. All right, thanks, Harry. Well, here's something you should never try to do. The human arrow soars through the skies and over the Great Wall of China. But first, what's ahead on World News Tonight?
Ryan, good evening. Coming up, we'll have much more on that frantic zoo emergency. A 4-year-old boy plunges into a gorilla enclosure. The new video tonight, plus breaking news, a shark attack in shallow waters. And on this Memorial Day, ABC News goes back to Vietnam for an uplifting story to show how Navy SEALs never give up. That's after ABC 10 News at 5.
So put this on the list of things that I will never do. It's called a wingsuit pilot, and he pulled off what's called the human arrow stunt in China this morning. Job Corliss dropped from a helicopter at 6,000 feet, flew through the air, at 120 miles an hour, hitting the target over the Great Wall of China. He says the stunt was a decade in the making.
I want other people to be entertained. I want other people to have fun. I want other people to be inspired, and I want people to know that, hey, if you have a dream, you might have to work hard for it. It might take you 10 years to do it, but just don't give up.
So he says, believe it or not, the stunt was not easy, you think? Especially when you are hitting an apple-sized target with something the size of a GoPro. Why would you want to do something like that?
I don't know.
It's incredible.
I wish I had the courage to do that. It's like flying, except it's really falling with grace, if you're lucky.
But then you got to hit a target.
Oh, yeah.
Just
it's
flying.
amazing.
It's crazy. But good for him, man. Those guys are amazing. Well, that's it for us. For ABC 10 News at 5, we'll see you tonight at 6.